Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna try something new today. So bear with me for a couple seconds. All right? Cool. Let's play. Welcome to the rundown, where the passion hits harder than a linebacker and the takes come faster than a wide receiver on a goal route. We're diving deep into the stories they are not telling, shining a spotlight on the players, the plays, and the pulse of British American football. From the sideline drama to game-changing moments, this isn't just sports talk. This is the rundown. Let's get into it.
That is the best introduction I've heard for a very, very long time. Kudos, sir. Kudos.
Thank you. Welcome, Martin. Hello, Gary. How's everyone doing today? So, obviously, as you can see, I have Mateus with me again this week. Oz may jump in. He may not jump in. We're still unsure about that. But week 9, I'm gonna just say this from now. Week 9 was probably a great week, but also a very shit week. And I'm gonna tell you why. So obviously our predictions last week were pretty solid. Mateo, Nana, and Sean all got 10 out of 16. Chris got 11 out of 16. I got 13 out of 16, which would have been 16 out of 16 if there weren't 3 games that tied.
When has that happened before, by the way? Have we got like a historian who can tell us when was the last time it was 3 times?
I don't think it's been 3 teams. I think it's been like 2 teams that have. Ooh, always late as usual. Always late as usual. Welcome in, Oz. We got the triple box, and he's got the Viking hairstyle. And oh my gosh!
Oh, it's just falling off, bro. That's all it is. I went to the hairdresser. He's like, "What do you want me to do?" I was like, "Just collect everything you can and just put it in the middle."
So yeah, Oz, we were just talking about last week's predictions. Obviously, you didn't put your picks in.
I didn't get any in, mate. Honestly, I wouldn't have even known who to pick. I can tell you what, I wouldn't have picked 3 fucking ties. I didn't know that people in Britball were allergic to winning, so I wouldn't have picked that. I just.
To be fair, Mateus wasn't asking when was the last time that we had 3 ties. I don't think I've ever seen 3 ties in 1 week.
Mate, I've never seen 2. I've never seen 2 in a single week.
However,
I've seen odd. Yeah.
We would have had 2 ties if a certain team's goalposts were spot on.
So
well, you never know. You never know because it could have been both. It could have been both teams kicking field goals, and you still could have fucking tied because teams just allergic to scoring points. Apparently,
it's true. It's frustrating, but you know what? Let's get into the scores from last week because this has been absolute shit show. So we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off with Division 2. We had Plymouth Vanguard 25, Hereford Stampede 35.
What has happened to Plymouth?
Listen, I backed Plymouth because of you.
Because of who?
Because of Oz.
Oh,
Liverpool, yeah.
Don't listen to Oz.
What's going on? We were told that Plymouth was going to walk Div 2, and it's just fucking. Are they even going to make playoffs at this rate?
They've still got a good chance. They've lost the last 2. It's between them and Swindon who make playoffs. It must be fair. It's between them, the top 3 still.
They've got Hereford in there.
That's the thing. It's yeah. Hereford, Swindon, and Plymouth are playing for 2 playoff spots.
Yes,
correct.
So it's gonna be. Look, they're a new team, and yes, I think me and Oz we jumped on the bandwagon in the first. From the first win.
Oh, we rode the mate. We were riding the gravy train last year. We were like, this team's going to be amazing when they get in.
To be fair,
they have good hype men.
Yeah, it is because they beat Cornwall as well as the first game of the season. Made it that much more like, oh, okay, maybe this is gonna be what we need. But again,
Yeah, I don't think I should be judging them too harshly because they are a newly promoted associate team. It's a little bit unfair for me to be like, "Hey, why are you losing games? Why are you not going undefeated?" So it's a little bit unfair for me to be putting that sort of pressure on them. If they make playoffs in their first season of associate, that will be like a massive win. That will be banging. So
1000%, and that division.
It's still open, that division. Listen, you've seen it with Birmingham in their division. They've sort of like found like a trigger switch, and Cornwall have only played 3 games. So that for me, that division's still open to all the teams.
For sure.
It's true. They've got 5. Well, everyone else has 5 games. Cornwall has
3
games left to play. I believe it's
7 games to play.
They've still got 7 games to play. They've only played 3, yeah.
Yeah. So
I believe
Cornwall's 1 and 2, aren't they?
Yeah, correct.
Cool,
That's correct. Got all the stats here, printed, ready, in rapid time.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that division. But again, we'll see what happens when everything comes down the line. But we're going to move on to the next game that was in Division 2. That was in the south. We have Ouse Valley 15, Ipswich Cardinals 20. So myself and Chris also got this game correct.
I would have got this one wrong. I would have picked Ouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I would have picked Ouse.
It was a very close game, though. 2015. That's it's a score, isn't it?
Yeah.
And again, that's another division apart from Norwich. I'd like pretty much safe to say it's another close division.
It is. It's looking pretty tight. Obviously, Ipswich Saints apparently are the front runners still, with 3 wins.
There we go. Ouse Valley leading 15-14 for ages. Cards, last minute deep pass to seal the deal.
Oh wow. Okay.
That was
saying, man, Ouse are a good team.
Yeah, I agree.
They are. And who are we to 3 scores from my boy. Okay, Martin. Like that. Like that little bragging rights, My son's better than yours.
I bet Martin was riffing the game as well. And it's just like holding penalties left, right, and center. Martin's like, "Come on, boy, get fucking rid of it."
It's probably true. I wouldn't put that. No, I don't think he'll do that.
Martin's got integrity. He wouldn't.
Yeah.
No.
I think he's more likely to flag his son than actually give his son a. Oh, you're at the Hearts game. Yeah, we will talk about that in we're gonna go up north. We're gonna go to the division in the Midlands. We have Leicester Panthers 50 burger, Lincolnshire Bombers 0.
Ouch. I've watched a few clips from that. Obviously, I've played against Leicester this season. I was in Div 1 last season with Chester Romans. This Leicester Panthers team are better than any team I played against last year. They're a very, very well-run team. Be interesting to see how they
got them boys whipped into shape.
Dean's a top guy, actually. He has got them whipped into shape, but he runs it well disciplined. They're a very well-run team. This didn't surprise me.
They picked up a couple of guys from Cambridgeshire as well.
Yeah,
already?
Not as well.
Yeah.
So there's Prem Div 1 quality players playing in the Div 2 league. They'll just go up. Can they do it 2 years in a row? They could do potentially if they carry on. They keep the recruitment, keep it going. But that doesn't surprise me.
This has been intriguing for the past 5 years because remember they got promoted up as the Falcons, and then they just got the shit kicked out of them for the entire season once they got up there.
We do also have to remember
because all their Americans left.
But they also got relegated in the weirdest bloody way as well, which was just like, where do we go?
As Gary's mentioned, J5's gone to Leicester from Cambridgeshire.
So Leicester, yeah, they're gonna do it good. They're gonna do good. They've already scored in 5 games, 213 points, and they've only conceded 3.
Yeah, so they've got a solid defense. Yeah. Solid offense.
It's a Div 1 team, potentially Prem team that's playing in Division 2 at the moment.
It's a high level Div 1 team playing in Div 2, yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a good run for them. Obviously they'll have to play the relegation promotion match against whoever. However that works, because I still can't figure that one out.
As that stands, that is Gateshead Senators, just by the way. I'm all over that stuff.
Oh, fuck me. They're going to get the shit kicked out of them.
I am fully noted and prepped with the 10 minutes notice I had. Yes.
that is going to be a bloodbath if they play Gateshead.
You sure it's Gateshead?
Yes, so I'm pretty sure that. I play for Lancashire Buccaneers. We would play the team that finishes top in NFC 2 North. As it stands, that's Humber, and they would play the runners-up, which as it stands is Gateshead. Obviously, still plenty of time to go, but yeah.
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
You're talking playoffs, not.
I was talking about the relegation. Yeah, I was talking about relegation promotion.
Oh, relegation. They would play as it stands. Birmingham, but I don't think Birmingham. I think Birmingham are on the rise. I think
they won't be there. They won't be there towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
That'll be
very interesting.
Yep. But let's talk about a team in the division, in the other Division 2 division. It is Wakefield District Raiders 6, Gateshead Senators 43.
Shaky wakey.
Are we any surprises there?
Yeah,
I not really. Gates no. Okay, tell me. I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised. Why are you surprised?
Looking at that table, before they went into that game, Senators obviously were 2-1, and so were Wakefield District Raiders at 2-1. It was just the level of how much they beat them. I mean, I think I might have picked. I can't remember who I picked.
You picked Raiders. I'm the only one that picked Raiders that week.
Yeah, but you know, it was. I think it was the level of victory was the surprising, because it was an absolute ass kicking.
I must be out of touch, because I'm of the opinion that in that division, Gateshead are sort of far and away better than everybody else.
Gateshead and Humber are the two top.
Sorry, Sorry, apart from Humber, Humber is the creme de la creme.
Yeah,
I forget, because obviously they're down the coast. It's like 2 hours between Gateshead and fucking Humber. But but compared to Doncaster, Wakefield, like all those other teams that have been in that division with them, so Doncaster, Wakefield, Darlington, like Gateshead are a whole nother level above them. So I not surprised with the victory. Not surprised that they whooped them, because Wakefield have been so freaking inconsistent for the past like 4 years since they've rebranded from Nottingley. They've been like, they'll pull out a stellar performance.
Nottingley. Oh,
they were Nottingley.
I remember playing for them when I played for Halton Spartans, and they were like, we're going 8-0, and it was a funny social media campaign. And then when we beat them, the new campaign was 7-1, 7-0. Just they were a good bunch of guys, but that's
they were Nottingley. Now they're HMP Wakefield, but it's
the thing is, that division is obviously, we know who the two top teams are going to be. The question is, no one can get relegated. So
who forfeits the game and ends up an associate?
Exactly.
Donny. They already have. It was awarded as a walkover. Yeah. They couldn't field a team, so they're going down.
You're right. But let's move on to Division 1. And we're going to go to Division 1 West. Bristol Apache 15, Solent Thrashers 17. We all picked the Thrashers to win this game. Don't think anyone had faith in Bristol Apache to beat Solent, it seems.
I had a weird flashback when I saw this pop along my timeline, because some part of my brain thought Solent was still struggling in the Prem.
Yeah.
And then like that, and then that put my brain put that together. They played the Aztecs, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was about to share it, and I was like, "Wait, no,
that's
down.
Not the right team.
Calm down."
Oh god, yeah, it. For me, this is a good showing for Solent for sure. And that was their third game. Wakey hit. Oh god.
Told you, man. HMP Wakey. Man's getting out to coach with his little ankle bracelet on.
That's an out on tag. Lord have mercy.
Wow. For me, this kind of like, I mean, I think that was Thrash's
third game. That's their third game.
Yeah, so that's kind of, obviously it's too early to be looking at playoffs, but it's kind of not at the same time. that's kind of, them putting one foot on playoffs. Like, it was great results. It was a lot closer than what we thought. We all backed the Thrashers to win, so fair play to Apache. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting division, that one.
I wouldn't say it's a 2-horse race between Solent and Wales, because
it'll be the reverse fixture.
Yeah.
It'll be the reverse fixture. So it'll be the Wales Apache reverse fixture, and also the Solent Wales reverse fixture. Because I spoke with very briefly spoke with Dave Gibbs, Solent head coach, after they lost to Wales, and he was sort of adamant that they were they should have, if they'd executed properly, that they would have performed better against Wales, and thought that they could have come away with the victory, but they just misfired a lot. So it'll be interesting to see the reverse fixture.
And that reverse fixture will be
Martin's known players that couldn't do away games because they had tags and a curfew.
Yes, I've known a couple of people that have done that, but it is what it is.
It makes sense for you playing in London, like. Got some boys living next to Old Finsbury Park. Can't go outside of 500 feet.
Actually,
that would give Inverness a whole new different advantage. Imagine that. I've got to play away at Inverness. Won't get back in time for tag.
Actually, let's get it correct. It was when I was playing in South London. Actually, for your information.
Oh, okay. Who were you playing for then?
When I was playing with Olympians, yeah. Back
really
in the
helping their really helping their thug imagery.
But yeah, that game was
this man right here. This comment from this man right here. This man is probably one of the funniest human beings that I've ever interacted with in my life.
Why? Because he loves.
He is. I'm gonna shout out James. So James is he's a struggling comedian. He's recently stepped into the comedy game in the last 2 years. So mate, go out, see James Harris. James, put some ticket venues in the chat. Let's get people viewing your shows. Go out and support James. He's an amazing human being. He's fucking hilarious.
Fair enough. But we're going to move on to Division 1 Central. And we are going to see Sussex Thunder 18 and London Blitz 26.
Hey, yo, what?
Whoa. Wait, nope. We're not playing with that. What? No.
Who's been human trafficking in
Adam, you're gonna make us digress, and it's gonna be bad. Yeah, that's
There we go. At Harris Comedy on Insta. Get at him.
Oh god, that's almost as bad as reading in London is one of your ex-teammates got done for human. Nope, not carrying on.
Who's been human trafficking on the
who's been playing with P. Diddy?
We did have a Diddy question before, actually.
We did. I muted that. I just skipped past it.
Did you put them in timeout?
Yes, I did.
Football only.
Okay, there we go.
One thing that say about the South Wales and Solent rematch is their whole month between the South Wales match and Solent, which will be the last game of the South Wales season.
That's perfect.
So it looks like one of them's got at least a whole month off to prepare.
Yeah, you got to go scout. You got to make sure everyone's fit, make sure everyone's ready, and we keep it.
Get rid of those injuries.
Exactly. Right, back to London, Sussex Thunder and London Blitz B. London Blitz beat Sussex Thunder 26-18 away, which is a good win. I'm gonna say it's a very good win.
That's crazy, man. Like
2-2.
I know, that's what I mean. I like the way that the Blitz B have been performing this season. I would have I wouldn't have been surprised if we'd seen Sussex put 30 on them and just walk away like with a 30-10 victory or something. Like the Blitz B have been so inconsistent and so poor this season.
Although myself and Nana got these predictions correct, so I'm happy with that too. So I'm still on a roll. I have not gotten one game wrong until we move on to the next. After we move after the next game. But yeah, Blitz are sitting at 2 and 3, if I'm correct now, and Sussex Thunder will be sitting at 2 and 3 as well. Which
no, you're wrong.
It hasn't. Bafa hasn't updated. It hasn't updated the score yet, so it would be 2.
Oh yeah. No, you are correct then. Sorry.
So again, and I
just the man confident. No, you're wrong. Wait, no, yeah, I'm wrong.
But yeah, that game was very interesting. It is Dave. It is a weak division apart from Wembley. I think me and Hans discussed this about 2 weeks ago. That this is Wembley's division. Whoever comes out second in this division are gonna have a tough time in the playoffs. It's a
little bit disappointing because historically, all 3 of the Div 1 South divisions have been strong, and it's always been like, who's going to win? Like right up to the playoffs, you've had teams playing for playoff spots and everything right up until the final week. But this year, like D1 Central, it's just like, right, Wembley gets it. You know, you guys can fight amongst yourself for the second playoff spot. So
and Wembley
a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, and they're doing so
Wembley's
crazy.
Bits, man.
They've played 5 games, scored 241 points, and only let in 24.
That's insane.
It kind of shows how
that's it. They're nearly averaging 50 points a game.
Yeah,
fucking insane.
So it's a bit of a letdown, but again, it's great for the Stallions, and they're doing what they've probably had a plan in place for the last 3 years, and it's now all coming into fruition. Which
they've been sort of always the bridesmaid, never the bride for the last couple of years, where they've put together sort of strong seasons, made it to the playoffs. Generally, as like maybe the second team in their playoff because they've had like Hertfordshire or Farnham, Rushmore in with them, and then they've had to go through as the second seed, and then
did they not have East Kent last year?
So then
they might have,
yeah.
Who do you guys fancy of finishing second then? Because Wembley, you're saying a coast, isn't it? So you've got Portsmouth Dreadnoughts, Sussex Thunder, London Blitz B, and Berkshire Renegades. Who do you guys think getting second? Because you guys know more about this division than me.
Well, we could take Berkshire out of the conversation.
Yep.
Berkshire out of the conversation already. Blitz B are so hot and cold. You never know what team's going to show up.
Yeah.
They're all so hot and cold. Like Portsmouth is real streaky. Berkshire is just like didn't we have like Berkshire at 2-0 at the beginning of the season or something, or 1-0 at the beginning of the season?
They were 1-0. They beat Blitz. They beat Blitz in their first game. Very disappointing 7-0 game. Like it wasn't exciting either. So
I don't really think it matters whoever finishes second in this division, because whoever it is going to lose to be it like Solent or East Kent.
Yeah. It's not going to be very fun. But talking about that same division, Portsmouth played. Who did they play again? They played the Berkshire Renegades this week, and the game ended 44. Yeah, they beat Berkshire 44-0.
That's insane.
So Portsmouth again. If Portsmouth go on a run,
very good.
Yeah, if Portsmouth go on a good run, they could potentially take it. But again, this division is sort of like non-league football. It's all about your momentum and how if you can rack up them wins.
Portsmouth scored.
We need some consistency.
Portsmouth scored half of their season's points in that one game.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
Mental.
And this is where it comes down to the fact of what the hell is going on in that division itself. And whoever takes second place, they're gonna have a hard time in the playoffs. Let's be honest. Whoever they come up against,
it's always kind of been like that though, where we've had like the top team in the div. There might be in one of the divisions like a strong second place team. So previously it might have been like Bristol and I think Bristol and Rushmore were in the division together last year. And we're both strong teams. And then we had you end up with like you might get like East Kent with Hertfordshire and stuff. There's usually 3 division winners that are really, really strong, and then like a 4th team, which like the O's and as well. The O's were always there, but then there's the 6 and the 5 and 6 seed that into the playoffs, and then they're just gone as quickly as they sort of arrived.
It's true.
Stallions are flying. They are, mate. They are balling.
And the thing is, when you look at all the other teams in Division 1 South, no one's really matching up to the Stallions compared to offensively or defensively. So even in Division 1, so it's again, in a sense, it is the Stallions to throw away, and that's probably where it's going to be at some point. I think the playoff games will be played at the Stallions at their home ground, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. But let's move on to the Division 1.
It'll be the real measuring stick will be they come up against like Solent or Bristol. Not Bristol, sorry, Solent or South Wales will be, or East Kent will be the real sort of measuring stick.
And at the moment, it looks like they're playing at home. They're going to be playing at home, so everyone else will have to travel to them. Did many players from Hornets join the Stallions? Not as much as you think. I believe most went to the Cheetahs with the head coach from the Hornets. So most went to Cheetahs. A couple, one or two went to Blitz B. Some had gone to Blitz A as well. So they sort of split out amongst everywhere. And to the Stallions as well, of course. So again, the combined teams usually tend to work, so there's not really much of a problem there. But let's move on to Division 1 East. Now, I can't believe I actually have to talk about this crap. So we're going to talk about the two games in that division because I still can't believe what I read when I left Wembley Stadium yesterday. London Olympians versus Colchester Gladiators 0-0 ended as a tie. And we had Kent Exiles 14, Essex Tridents 14. Both games were a tie. What the hell is going on in this division? How? And Olympians, all right. Before we go on to the Kent,
that 0-0 tie is fucking diabolical.
There we go. Thank you. So from what we heard from what we've heard is that the goalposts fell down in a sense, and the referee said no field goals were allowed. Apparently,
that's mental. But I'm not surprised. I know it was the 0-0 part, which you're all like, fucking what the fuck. But over 5 games, they've only scored 54 points.
Yeah. They haven't been.
That's not fucking blowing my mind. That they're a great offense. You've conceded 27.
It's nil is fucking.
It's not football.
It's
not
ridiculous. Soccer. Like if you're playing like. I cannot fathom you can't get a safety. You can't There's not Britball has blown coverage left, right, and center. You can't get a blown coverage.
Yeah, nothing. Not a thing.
The only team that benefited from this was the team that
East Kent Mavericks are looking at this and they're like, we are in perfect.
And then it's not even the fact that you couldn't get a blown coverage or you couldn't get a safety or something. Neither could the other fucking team on the other side of the field. I can guarantee you there is dudes on both sides of that field that at least a couple of plays a game have no fucking idea either what route they're running, what coverage they're supposed to be in, who their man is. You can't take advantage?
Even if you don't know what you're doing, just run a goal route. Just run a goal route.
Just run.
That's it.
Just run.
And somehow this game ended 0-0.
They both deserve to be relegated to Div 2 for that.
A whole hour.
I feel sorry for anybody who had to witness that game. I feel like both teams. You know how when there's a bit of a Britball scandal because there's a controversial human being, and then teams have to put an apology post out and say that this does not reflect our values and this is not what. I think both teams need to write apology letters to the Britball community and to their supporters because Because having a 0-0 game should not reflect your values. It should not. Yeah, you couldn't throw a pick 6.
When was the last time this happened? This happened before. This happened last year. This happened last year.
Yeah, Colchester had a 0-0 last year.
Colchester, you lot seem to love 0-0s, eh?
They've scored 45 and conceded 43. They love a fucking close game, but this
is next level, man. Like and then 100%. Both clubs need to issue official statements and just being like,
yeah,
this is not our brand of football that we're looking to represent. We apologize to anybody involved. Apologize to the refs for wasting their fucking time. Yeah. We have teams that are having coaches have to like ref the game because we haven't got enough refs, and we're wasting refs on a fucking 0-0. You went out there and did cardio for 60 fucking minutes
for no reason.
God, I hope they all had their Fitbits on. Yeah. They just went out there and they just ran and ran and ran. Like, have you guys seen the meme of Tony Snell from when he played with the Milwaukee Bucks, and he had like 20 minutes. No points, no assists, no steals, no fouls. It's just the most empty stat line. Just out there doing wind sprints. We had 2 fucking teams just out there doing wind sprints. What are we doing?
I don't know, but at least in the other game in that division,
he scored
14. But I guess
I can get behind a 14-14. Yeah, like you're putting points on the board.
It's points at least, and it does show that I guess Kent Exiles do have their QB back in a sense. I just guess that they just couldn't do anything more than that. But I don't know. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
It opens a can of worms for that league. What the fuck?
Martin, is the 105, was that Maidstone Pumas by any chance? Or is that
I was wondering if that might be I was wondering if that might be Warriors Rushmore.
No, Warriors Cheaters, Warriors and Cats were the 93-0. I remember that game because I think that game was last year, if I'm correct. So it's I don't know. Like Exiles and Tridents. Oh right, I forgot. I was wondering who the bottom guy is, and then I realized who they were talking about. I was like,
listen, as soon as he said hairy, it reeled me out. Like to put my head out the window and all this.
Hey, I can take all this off with a wet rag. Like, don't you worry.
Okay.
NFL Academy versus. Oh,
yeah, right. That was this year. Yeah, that was this year. Yeah, that's completely different. Right. But look, Kent Exiles, you potentially could go on a run, but you're gonna need some extra help because
what do you mean? You just need to score 7 points.
That's probably
just 7 points, and you're gonna.
That's probably true. And you know what? This division does look like it's potentially the hardest division in the South at the moment, give or take. Because
I suppose it depends on how you view like South Wales, Solent, Bristol.
Yeah, that's a 3-horse race, but this one, in a sense, you've got because I don't think the Olympians are going to end the season strong. So I don't feel like they're going to end the season strong. So it could potentially come down to 4 teams doing something special because that tie kind of throws a spanner in the Olympians taking control of that division. Do you know what I mean? So East
Kent's just all East Kent needs to do is not tie, and they've pretty much secured the division.
Exactly. There you go. So it does come down to it does come down to something that's going to be very interesting. But let's move up to the north because we're spending way too much time on shit on them bad games.
Yeah, on shitty games.
This was the shock of the week for me.
Yes, this one was. So Norfolk Knights 14, Sandwell Steelers 14.
Another tie.
Steelers. Let me put this into perspective. Sandwell Steelers have tied 2 games this season. 2.
And they lost 0 though. They've lost 0.
That is true. They are sitting at the top of that division.
See, if you're not winning the game, you're losing it. Like, I don't care for ties. I get that it's a fucking third number, and you'll finish the season, you'll be fucking what 6-2-2 or some shit like that. But
yeah, it's just
because they'll probably drop one or two. They'll probably drop one or two somewhere. But if they don't, they'll finish and be like 8-0-2 or something. Like, I get it, but it's still not a win. Like that, that's the big thing. It's like you're not going 10-0 because you can't get over the fucking hump.
For me, it's the unpredictability of that league. So let's not be thingy here. Birmingham Bulls absolutely spanked the Knights last week.
That's true.
Yeah,
the Knights turn around.
But also Surge beat the Revolution last week as well.
Yes,
Revs haven't looked great.
They haven't looked themselves this year.
I've got a few mates there, and I'm sorry, but they've not looked great. They can't get things working on the offense. But that league is still open for a lot, for relegation.
For anybody who wants to win, for anybody who wants to win a game, that league is wide fucking open.
Yeah. Hey, Dad. You think Baffert gives us 10 games?
Yeah, I think that's sort of a comment to maybe losing a ref here or there, because I think Leicester's been requesting refs for their game this weekend, like coaches with level 1 at least to.
I don't look
bad for the ref team from their one, but
yeah, my thing is, I feel that the ref situation, if you can't get refs on a Sunday, you have to book games on a Saturday. Sometimes you have to get certain things done to get it done.
There's an incredible amount of games weekend though. There's a lot of games going on this weekend, so I agree. Saturday and Sunday games need to be a split thing.
It'll have to, or organize the games so you have enough to match up. It is what it is, how it is. But 3 ties in 1 week, I don't think we've ever seen anything like that. It's not been anything that's been on our minds, and it's.
But Aaron's just covered it off perfectly. Surge beat the Revs. Revs draw with the Steelers. Steelers smash the Surge. The Bulls get spanked, and the Knights spank the Bulls. Like, wrong
way round.
No,
the Bulls spank the
Knights. Bulls spank the Knights. Yeah,
that
division is anybody's game. Nobody wants to win it. Nobody wants to fucking win that league. Nobody wants to win that.
We said this last year about the North, the Division 1 North as well, which we can go into and talk about right now, because we had the Yorkshire Rams versus Merseyside Nighthawks that ended 26-6 to Yorkshire Rams. Ah,
shit. Yeah, Chris is right. Best they can do is 6-2 because Div 1 only gets 8 games now and no final. Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
They dropped it. And Martin said they can't play the games on Saturday because they're doing youth, women, and all the other formats on Saturdays.
Something needs to be done about it though, because like you pay so much for you should have.
There needs to be a drive. There needs to be a recruiting drive.
Agreed. But refs need to stop getting fucking abused though as well. The amount of abuse I see of refs, I've played this sport since 2018. The amount of abuse refs get is fucking ridiculous. Without refs, there is no game. Fucking stop it.
That was what I was thinking. I was thinking as well. After I said recruiting drive, I was going to say there also needs to be, a bit of respect for the guy. And I get it. Like there's a lot of shit talk. Like I myself am a notorious fucking ref shit talker on the sideline. Like anything that's even marginally, I am fucking walking up and down the sideline chirping, and I need to pull my head in, and so does everybody else. Because the thing is, it's like these guys are getting paid fucking pennies. They're like literal fucking pennies, and there's not really that many of them.
And we're losing more and more every year. So either Baffer's gonna have to cut teams out. Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. Baffer will either have to cut teams out.
if you draw or cut you out, that's it.
Oh yeah. If you score less than 10 points on any given week, you get fucking cut.
Look, everyone knows what my views are on teams and everything. So
the Prem drops down to 4 teams.
I'm not gonna carry on with that bit, but hey, it is what it is. It's true.
That's it. This is so relevant. I never understood how going from rugby and the way that we speak to the refs in rugby, how it doesn't, because it feels like it's a soccer mentality to shit talk the ref.
Agreed. Yeah, fucking defo. But
like it's a soccer mentality to get up in a ref's face and fucking jaw him the whole time. Like in rugby, it's just like, yeah, sorry, sir, sorry, and then you're on. Because if you jaw, bam, you march 10. If you jaw again, he'll bin you, and you're just like, well, now we're down to 14 men. Fuck.
Because you couldn't keep it. So, and in a sense, that should get pushed because you can't just have it. But it's the team. What makes it worse is the teams that aren't good. It's those players that are chirping up. You don't see the teams that are doing good chirping up to the referees.
It's because they get all the calls, man. It's rigged.
There we go.
I won't name the team, but there was an incident in a game I played this year when one of the players was mouthing off to a ref.
You trust the Romans when they took the helmet and
no, I don't play for them anymore. I don't play for them no more.
He's in a different division. Carry on. Finish your story.
And one of the guys who was the captain grabbed the player and went, "You don't speak to the fucking ref. I do. If you've got a problem, speak to me. I speak to the ref." I think that needs to be pushed out on a fucking crazy level because we have the same told to us, at the Buccaneers. You do not speak to the ref. It is up to the captains and the OC and the DC to speak to the ref. No one else speaks to the ref. That needs to carry on. We need to have that rugby mentality towards the refs rather than the soccer mentality. Fucking this, fucking that. It's unacceptable. We do need a massive recruitment push for the refs. It's shocking that we should be asking, level 1 qualified coaches. But as teams, there needs to be a campaign where we all join it together. I don't know how they want to fucking do it. The abuse for referees has to stop. We talk about them making peanuts. Most of them are driving 3 fucking hours there, reffing a game which can be 3 to 4 to 5 fucking hours, depending on injuries, and then driving back just to get called a dickhead.
I would get up in the morning and I would fucking stare at the mirror and I would question my life choices if I was getting up to drive 3.5 hours to just be yelled at for another 3 hours and then drive 3.5 hours home. Like I'd be sitting there and be like, where did I go wrong that this is my day where I just get treated like shit for the only time I have human interaction.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
But let's move on up to Division 1 North.
Yeah, come on, guys. It's fucking 8:15.
Exactly. So Yorkshire Rams 26, Merseyside Nighthawks 6. It is what I expected. I didn't.
Yorkshire did what they were supposed to do.
Exactly. Yorkshire are 6.
But everyone thought this was going to be a much bigger score. Let's not fucking mess around a bit. Nighthawks, they've obviously recruited quite well. It's still not quite clicking. Everyone thought it was going to be a bigger score.
When you say bigger score, do you mean closer or do you?
Yeah, I thought, the way I've seen it, everyone was like, Yorkshire are going to spank them, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but I thought Yorkshire was going to spank him.
Yeah,
it wasn't. It was, it was a lot closer. It's funny because when Yorkshire usually play, they usually post them scores, clips. Nothing was posted at all during the game from Nighthawks or Rams. So I was messaging a few mates going, what's the fucking score? Is it close? Is it, is it this? Because let's be honest, Nighthawks do have a fair few good players. But it's a rebuild year for Nighthawks. Rams look like they're running away with the league.
Yeah. I think they were the second best team in Division 1 last year. Unfortunately, they had the Nottingham Caesars to contend with. But
that if it gets played, that promotion relegation game for the Div 1 North is going to be
interesting.
Fucking interesting.
Very.
Well, you have to look at what Sheffield have posted if that will actually go ahead because they've posted free subs for players, which is something you don't want to see.
No.
And I think they were Prem at one point a few years ago. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one finishes.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and also we expect to see the Rams going into the playoffs anyway. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. But let's run up to Scotland as we are. Obviously, the league anyway. Scotland, we have Everclyde Goliaths 34, Clyde Valley Blackhawks 6. We all picked Goliaths to win this game. I don't think anyone saw anything different. Surprised? No.
I mean, it depends on which Inverclyde team shows up. Like I think I could very very easily have flipped a coin and expected Inverclyde to lose by 20. Because they're so inconsistent. Like they come out and they lose to Aberdeen in the first game of the season, and then on the reverse fixture they fucking belt them.
Yeah. So
and it's just it's yeah. I mean, Clyde Valley is just in dire straits at the moment. That whole league is in dire straits apart from Glasgow, and then Glasgow's going to come south of the. Well, actually, they're not going to have to come south of the border for the first playoff game. Someone's going to go north of the border and probably fucking beat the kilt off of them.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And again, Clyde Valley's the only reason why they're not bottom is because they have an extra associate team in that division.
Yeah. Because Glasgow, if Glasgow run into like Scunthorpe or something like that, Scunthorpe's going to fucking beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah. No, I think you're right with whoever Glasgow plays next. I will say this: I do fancy the Bucks against Clyde Valley when that fixture does happen. I've spoken about this before. I think Rossendale Bucks are doing absolutely fantastic what they're trying to build. The social media spot on. They've got sponsors. They're recruiting very well. And to be that brave to go to Mordor and back 8 fucking times.
Who's set to finish second in your division?
Us, as it stands. So
so it could be you guys. So it could be you guys going north of the border.
Well, no, I'm in Div 2. I played for the Buccaneers. I was at Romans. I dropped down to Buccaneers.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. And then we're gonna move up. So we're gonna leave Scotland for now. We're gonna go up to the Premiership. We had Rushmore Knights 6, London Blitz 41. We all picked the Blitz to win this game. I'm not as shocked. The Blitz look like they're a decent outfit this year. But obviously coming up against the Warriors and the Aztecs, they are going to probably sit third place unless their reverse fixture against Aztecs when they go to Bristol, they do something special. But at the moment,
the main thing for Rushmore is just finish above Hertfordshire and Cambridgeshire.
Oh, they definitely.
If I'm Rushmore, my goal is finish fourth.
They've already beaten both of them already this season, so they're in good spots.
Try not to sustain too many injuries in the Bristol Warriors Blitz games, and make sure that I beat Cambridgeshire and Hertfordshire. That's what I'm doing as Rushmore. That is my goal.
It's also retention, though, boys. Tomorrow's transfer deadline day for anyone that wants to leave and do whatever you want as you want to do. If you're at that point of the season, you're like, well, we're not going to get relegated, we're not going to get playoffs. People lose motivation. Did you look elsewhere? I don't like the whole that part of it, but yeah, that's that.
People book holidays.
Right. Don't, mate. My wife's going to murder me if I book another game off for as a holiday.
Well, again, I've said it for weeks. The saving grace is the relegation promotion match. That's the saving grace for all of these teams that are at the bottom.
Do we know what the punishment is if you fucking don't play that game? Have we got it in concrete yet?
I actually think I don't know yet. I'll see if I can figure out something for next week.
I think if you fucking pull out of a relegation game, you should go to associate, because that's just absolute shameful. Absolute shameful.
Yeah, it is.
All right, Russ. The question. Russ is waiting to answer the question, so we better get to the Cambridgeshire-Hertfordshire game.
All right, so Hertfordshire Cheetahs 10, Cambridgeshire Cats 8. Now, there's something that happened in this game that I want really questioned. Now, this is just me. I don't know if Oz or
this is probably what Russ is waiting for.
Why? What is wrong with your player? You have a ball in your hand. You're about to cross the end zone, and you start to celebrate. You already know that you cannot celebrate going into the end zone. I believe if he had scored that touchdown, you lot would have won the game. You
are fucking with me. Did that happen?
But yes. Steve said it got called back for a blindside because I asked. Because Steve on commentary dropped the F-bomb on commentary.
And he apologized very, very quickly.
Called the guy a fucking idiot for celebrating, for dancing as he went into the end zone. But yeah, I asked Steve about it, and he said it got called back for a blindside block. So it wasn't waved off because the guy danced into the. But still,
it would have been waved off.
Russ, what the fuck happened?
Oh, fucking hell!
And the fact that it was 10-8, what is that?
Can we?
Yeah. So Martin ref that game, said it was. There we go. Call back for a blindside.
Like this game, I'm very happy I was at Wembley Stadium because I would have been very upset if I had gone to either one of these games. It's
so
under 2 minutes. Cats have the ball on the second, first and goal. Stopped 3 times. They went for it and not.
Oh, take the win. Yeah.
Somebody needs Jesus. Somebody needs Luke Skywalker because that is fucking diabolical. Why would you not kick it? What an absolute god.
So that game could have ended 11-10.
You deserve to have your post torn down.
Yeah.
You deserve to play on the fucking Olympians field with no goalposts if that's how you're running your offense.
Oh god.
That's actually a potential relegation battle game, though.
It's gonna be. It will be. It will be.
That is a relegation battle.
We've discussed this. It is going to be between the Cheaters and the Cats to play against probably Wembley Stallions or East Kent Maverick.
It's the kitty litter bowl.
We had an unsuccessful field goal earlier in the game, so I backed my players to punch it in.
Based on what? Based on what? You had an unsuccessful field goal earlier on. You were also on 8 fucking points, Russ.
Justin Tucker misses field goals, and when it comes down he's got to go for it.
What are you basing it on? That you expect your players to punch it in? They ain't punched in shit all fucking season.
Imagine
what are we doing, Russ?
Imagine being the field goal kicker for that team. Your confidence would fucking nosedive. What?
I feel like field goal kickers in Britball have no fucking confidence anyway.
No, not all. There are a few that have confidence in their kicking because they
have confidence in their kicking, but they shouldn't. They're still ass. Like I have not seen a good, consistent field goal kicker.
Yeah, I have.
Manchester's got one.
Look, I like Alex, but for GB he didn't do very great.
We had one. We had one of Holton Spartans called Matthew Fitzsimons. And
we also the Warriors. True, the Warriors also have a kicker called Reese, and he's pretty much consistent. He can definitely hit 50 on a good day. So I'm not that surprised.
We didn't have the right personnel for field goal, aka our kicker is Cheeks.
Oh gosh. That game isn't as great as we expected.
Glad to have a good kicker, but no post means he's useless.
I'm sorry. No, that's crazy.
That's out of pocket. That's out of pocket.
It was out of pocket. But let's go to a division that actually has something on the line. So, Coventry Phoenix versus Nottingham. Is it Northumberland or Newcastle? Newcastle Vikings.
Newcastle Vikings.
Yeah.
Newcastle Vikings.
So, Coventry beat Newcastle Vikings 19-0.
I don't know what's happened with the Vikings because they were fucking brilliant last year.
I wonder if all the students have gone home.
That's a good shout.
Has uni finished?
This
is around about the time.
So yeah, it's around exam time.
They fell off last year as well.
Yeah, it's around exam time. So
he scored 20 points all season in a Premier League. That's fucking shocking. Don't get me wrong, Coventry, by the way, Coventry have come up on leaps and bounds. You've seen that in the Titans game. But Newcastle, it could be a very short stay in the Prem for them.
So there actually might be a saving grace again.
Oh yeah.
Because there's only 5 teams in this division.
Yeah.
So it could be a saving grace, and they'll have to play the team that's down there. Or
that's the thing. They play the second best team. So you would assume Leeds gets automatic promotion. Because are we thinking anybody beats Leeds?
Yorkshire.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't think anyone beats Yorkshire. So I think Yorkshire will get automatic put up. And
then that means the second team, whoever Yorkshire plays in sort of the Div 1 final. So who's that going to be?
Scunthorpe, maybe? Humber.
No,
Scunthorpe, Humber.
Humber's Div 2.
Samwell. I think Samwell will do really well this year. I think Samwell will do really.
Samwell's not beating Newcastle though.
No, they're not.
But one thing you've also got to remember is, will this playoff relegation game be in September?
No, August 31st.
So uni students will be back then.
Yeah, Newcastle will be fine.
So they're not beating Newcastle.
They will be fine.
Samwell's not beat. No offense, but Samwell didn't beat Northants. They're not beating fucking Newcastle.
No, but
Samwell's gonna ask if they can tie the game.
Probably, but we can also talk about the other team the other game that was in that division. Nottingham Caesars 2, Manchester Titans 17.
This was a great result. I said last week the Titans are getting better and better each week. Titans clearly have a fucking solid defense. Offense is still finding the way a bit.
They look it too. They looked it. I put that stream on while I was traveling to Wembley, and the first touchdown that Titans got, I was just like straight up the seam, straight into the end zone, and it was just like, oh, okay, I don't know what's going on, but
you're still obviously misfiring if you're giving up a safety.
Yes,
correct. That's why I'm saying. I mean, look, Titans have he's got some fantastic old linemen. Mike Thompson, I played with him. The guy's an absolute fucking unit. But there's still some teething issues. They've had a lot of players leave and a lot of players go. So the fact of rebuilding and the second joint top in the league, it's a fucking good rebuild. So for me, they'll get better.
The thing that I worry about though is, how are they performing against London?
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Like if you're struggling 17-2 again, and I don't want to take anything away from Nottingham, but if you're struggling 17-2 against Nottingham, what are you? Because for them, obviously, the main thing that they've had to worry about, for the past 4 years, 5 years, it's just wait till playoffs. Now they're like, shit, we need to secure the 1 seed because we need to play Bristol, but they lost to Bristol last year.
Yeah. Exactly.
That game they lost, boys. And look, they lost. Fair result, they lost. But I'm not even saying. So CDL's just said Titans beat the Warriors this year. I'm not even saying that they get close to beating the Warriors. I'm saying, do you end up versing the Warriors?
Do you get past Bristol?
No, they've got to win the division. What if they limp in a second?
Exactly.
Mateo's just been telling us about how well Coventry's doing. What if Coventry keeps riding this high, finishes 1, Manchester finishes 2, you then travel down to London and you get belt to ass from the Warriors, and then you've got a 4-hour fucking bus drive back after you've just had 50 put on you in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true. Look, that division is probably the best. This is the first time in a very long time that the division in the Premiership North actually is a lot more interesting. Like, no one's run away with it yet, but it is at that point where you're like, I don't know who's actually gonna win it.
It feels like it's the most competitive it's been in a few years, but
I agree, and that's what keep.
But because of that, it also feels like it's the weakest it's been in the last few years as well.
Yeah. But and then looking at everything that's happened, Titans have scored 126 points, whereas Coventry's only scored 61. So Manchester have scored double their points. Manchester has only let in 18 points, whereas Coventry have let in 35, and they both played 4 games. Bear in mind they've played each other once already.
Yeah, and Coventry beat them.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter how many. It doesn't matter how many you're letting in and how many you're scoring. Yeah. If you're putting more up and letting less in against that one opponent,
that reverse fixture is going to be very, very interesting. At the Bellevue, so who knows what's going to happen with that one?
I think we're getting another London Bristol final,
probably,
which is sad. It makes me a little bit sad because I want representation from both parts of the country. I want a North versus South.
Hey, but if the North ain't good enough,
listen,
they're not.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think we're going to get a North versus South final.
Who? Oh, wait, no. Throw your shot out. Throw your shot out from now.
Talk your shit, Mateo.
Right.
Your shit. How's this happening?
I know loads of teams have benefited around the Northwest from players leaving the Titans. We've got players. There's loads of teams that have got players. But the rebuild they're doing is fucking spot on, and it just sings praises on the club. Look, I've never played for this club. I've got no affiliation with this club. I'm just saying exactly how I see it. That Coventry Phoenix Titans game, I think it was 8-6. I think
8-7, I think.
I think the QB threw a ton of interceptions, so it was a bad day in the cards for him. That team is getting better and better as the game goes by. It's the reverse fixture that's going to say it. If they can finish top, I fancy them. I fancy them this season just because their defense is so fucking good. They've played 4 games in a very good Premier Division. You all said before, it's a good Premier Division, and they've conceded 18 points. So I fancy the Titans doing it. However, I think what Coventry are doing spot on. I'm excited about that league. I can't wait to see what happens. It's like you guys said, it's an interesting league for a long time.
I will say that one thing I think that works in Manchester's favour is the fact that Bristol doesn't feel as strong as they have in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
It feels like Bristol has dropped off a little bit this year in comparison to last year and the year before.
Yeah, they haven't looked as high power as they were prior. It feels as if they can, what they did against Warriors the first time when they met. They had the lead, and I feel like they get comfortable. It's as if they get comfortable, and then the moment they get comfortable, the other team just somehow smacks them in the mouth, and then it's like, shit, we got to get our heads back into the game.
I will say this. I don't know really much about the Southern Leagues. I'm learning more and more. Every day's a fucking school day doing this. But Manchester Titans have had a lot of players who've gone to that club, who've then gone to play on in Europe, and good teams in Europe. So that's going to drive recruitment better for them. They've needed a big overhaul. They've been consistently where they were. Honestly, I stand by what I said. I think Titans will do it this year. I don't know who's going to win the final. I don't know who's going to get through to the final, but I think it'll be a North Face South, and I'm willing to put a good few quid on that.
Well,
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because I want to see a North Face South.
Yeah, but we know who's going to win the final. It's not.
Yeah. There's no.
It's not going to be a shock.
You're going to tell us.
It'll be a shock if the Warriors don't win it this year. Anyway. But we know who's going to win it. It's going to be the Warriors. The question is:
Do you think the Titans beat the Warriors, Mateo? Are you willing to?
Are you willing to?
Clip in screen record? Hey, do you know what?
Yeah. How big's the gravy train?
Yeah. Are you? Do you? No. Let's not put it to a team. Do you think a team in the North will be able to beat the Warriors in the final?
I think on their day the Titans can beat anyone in the Prem.
But I could say this. I could say the same for Southampton.
You could do, maybe you'd be chatting absolute rubbish.
No, you couldn't.
I'm talking about football.
Look. There's still 24 fucking hours for recruitment. That team will still be trying to recruit players they want.
That's true.
Is that deadline tomorrow?
Yeah, the transfer deadline is tomorrow at 5 p.m. So if you want to transfer teams, I'm just saying, there's other teams that are about close by to you.
I've got about 14 messages to reply to about transfer after this call.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I'm gonna laugh my ass off if Sheffield rolled out absolutely this many new players after they fucking will pay your subs.
Oh, that's not good.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna comment on that because I'll get in shit.
Yeah, let's now. So, seeing as we've done with week 9, let's go on to week 10's predictions. So we have 18 games this week. We have
nice and quick.
Yeah, we have 2 games on a Saturday. So we're going to start off with the Saturday games, and then we'll roll on to Division 1. We have Aztecs versus Cats. Obviously, this is probably a no-brainer. Anyway, Aztecs.
Bristol.
Aztecs.
And then we have Bournemouth Bobcats versus Solent Thrashers.
Thrashers.
Yeah, Thrashers on that one.
Right.
Are you updating this, or do we need to update this?
I'm doing it now. I'm doing it as we talk.
You're that man. Thank you.
That's the thing. If you get it with Micah, he'll do it in real time. He picked that up from me last season.
Now on Sunday
we get a jumper at Chef with the free subs. Absolutely not.
I'll take.
You might get some playtime, and that's about it.
We've got Cornwall Monarchs versus Swindon Storm in Division 1. In Division 2, I'm going with the Storm.
Yeah, I'm taking Swindon. Imagine if you transferred to a club that free subs and you don't get any game time. You spend your entire fucking time standing on the sideline.
My comment on that team is if you're a wide receiver, there's no use playing for that team because you just run the ball down the fucking middle. So they play the worst fucking football I've ever seen in my life. But that's just my comment.
Storms or Monarchs?
Storm.
Okay. So, Ouse Valley Eagles versus Oxford Saints.
Saints.
This hurts because I like Ooze.
Saints.
I think I'm taking Oxford this time around. Yeah.
Now in that same division, we got Norwich Devils versus Ipswich Cardinals. I'm taking the Cards.
Taking the
Cards all day.
Norwich team
then
is bad.
We have in Division 2 up north, we have Lincolnshire Bombers versus Lee Miners.
I'm gonna go for
God. This is like curing your hemorrhoids and waking up with cancer.
I'm gonna
horrendous.
I'm gonna go with I don't know actually.
I'm gonna go first on this one, gents. I'm gonna go with Bombers because I know I kind of know what the situation what's going on. Listen, just for throwing out there, Lee Miners' social media is spot on. They've got a few issues in the background. I hope they get them sorted. I don't want to see any team going through association, but I'm going for the Bombers on this. They've already done them once this season, but yeah, Bombers.
I'm going to go with the Bombers. Why not?
I feel sorry for anybody who has to witness this game. I'll take Lincolnshire.
All right. Next up, we have Leicester Panthers versus the Buccaneers. I'm sorry, Mateo. I'm sorry, Mateo. It's the Panthers all day.
This game. I think. Do we have to sit in over?
Homers. Are we going Homers?
I'm backing my fucking team. I'm not playing this week. I'm backing my fucking team. Boys, just so you listen to this, boys, go out there, do the fucking job, do the best you can. We'll fucking have it. Let's fucking go. Now, I'm always gonna back my boys. Listen, Leicester Panthers are a fucking brilliant team. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they did a double promotion straight up. Dean's got it run absolutely spot on. Credit to him. But Buccaneers, we're doing a great job as well. We've done fantastic on recruitment. I'm going to back my boys. And you know what? Let's see what happens.
Micah.
The Buccaneers.
Micah.
Yep.
Micah. Over under 45.
Ooh. I'm gonna go over 45.
Oh! I'm taking the under.
Micah, I will make you a bet.
Oh God, what's the bet?
I will post you a soccer jersey to wear for the following Monday if it's under 45, and you will have to wear it for the whole show.
Fuck off. Nope. I know exactly what shirt that is.
Because you get the Spurs jersey.
No. Fucking go for it. I know my boys. Listen, our defense, our first game, it's fucking gone. It's done. It's in the past. We're working on our shit. Back your statement.
Bro, you've already taken the over anyway. Just fuck it. Just double down.
Fuck it. Why not? Sure, let's do it.
All right, he's doubling down.
Get the job done.
He's doubling down.
Let's see. Oh God, I'm gonna.
FYI, I'll wear whatever shirt that you want. Vintage, you can get them for £3. Yeah.
Then we have.
Micah will put you in lingerie.
You don't want to see that.
We got Darlington Steam versus Wakefield District Raiders.
Oh God. Okay.
I'm going with the Steam. To be honest.
Can I just say, by the way, Lee Miners, I think they beat Darlington Steam in their pre-seasons. This speaks volumes on this division.
Yeah, I'm taking HMP Wakey.
I'm going for Wakefield Wines myself.
Okay.
Oh, Wakey. Abdul, come forward.
Oz, come closer. Oz, go back.
Right. We have...
Bingo, gala, bingo.
Didn't realise, but there's a double header in Finsbury Park again this weekend. We've got London Blitz B versus Sussex Thunder. Again, I'm taking Blitz B after they just beat them.
I was going to say, they just fucking...
Yeah, they just played, so it is...
Yeah, so I'll take... I'm tempted to take the Thunder purely because we know how this goes in Britball. We're like, well, they just handled them this week, and then they'll come out and play them, and they'll get their fucking... oh, man.
Yeah.
This is where Britball gets inside your head. I'm taking the Blitz B again, but they're due for a down week, so I will not be surprised if
I'm gonna go against you two. Would you believe it? I'm gonna go Sussex Thunder.
Yeah. And the thing is, I feel like that's a strong fucking bet. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if they beat them.
Next up, we've got Berkshire Renegades versus Wembley Stallions.
Stallions.
Oh god.
Quick.
Over under 50.
I'm gonna give the Stallions over 50. You know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take over 50. I'm gonna take over 50 as well.
Yeah. Sounds normal. Then we have in the next division, we have the battle of the two promoted teams. We've got Essex Tridents versus Colchester Gladiators.
0 draw.
Do you want me to actually put a draw?
Yeah, put a draw. Not nil, but put a draw.
Yeah, I'm putting a draw. Yeah. I'm going
for Gladiators.
Yeah, I'll go with the Gladiators as well. Imagine Oz is the only one to actually get this right.
Mate, if I correctly pick a draw, you will never hear the end of it. Yeah, I will show up at your funeral and I'll put like a little fucking card on top of your coffin that says I picked the draw. Actually, I'm going to die before you. So you'll show up at my funeral and I will be holding a card that says I picked the draw. I'll have an open casket with just a shit-eating grin on my face.
Next up, we're going up north. We've got Birmingham Bulls versus Shropshire Revolution.
I'm going to go for Birmingham Bulls. I love the fucking comeback that they're doing. They've clearly recruited well in the last few weeks. Revs, it just doesn't seem to be working at the moment. However, it wouldn't fucking surprise me if it was a draw or either team won, but I'm going to go for the Bulls.
Fuck off with your draws, man.
I'm going with the Bulls as well. I haven't seen much from the Revs this year to say that they can do anything.
It's not been encouraging.
No. So what are you doing, Oz? Bulls?
Yeah. I said it right away.
Oh shit. And then next up we have Scunthorpe Alphas versus Sheffield Giants.
Alphas.
Yep, Alphas.
I hope this game goes ahead because it's not fair on Alphas, but I'll be going for Alphas too.
Okay. Next up we have Roughnecks, Aberdeen Roughnecks versus Glasgow Tigers. I'm taking Tigers. It just makes sense.
I haven't got the wheel set up, so I'll take the Tigers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the Tigers too.
Okay. Next up, we have
definitely fucking modified that wheel as well, though, to make sure the Tigers were a big slice of that pie. Because there's no way.
Do that.
No, I've done it once, and that was when Glasgow played Clyde Valley because I did not I was like, I'm not taking the auto loss based on a 50-50 chance. Like, fuck off.
Aaron Bennett, by the way, there's a comment there. Aaron Bennett, only thing worse than a draw is Eurovision and Scousers. Every fucking year I have a Eurovision party, and obviously the accent. He put it out on Facebook, and I drunk video called him till I fucking answered. He's a great guy, but there's nothing wrong with Eurovision. There's certainly nothing wrong with Scousers.
There's a lot wrong with Eurovision.
Mate, I have been fucking. I reckon by the time Spotify Rap comes around, 2 of my most played songs will be that Swedish one and the Iceland one.
What, Ya Ya Ding Dong?
No. The one where they're like rowing to left, rowing in the air, rowing to left. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to check this out. Fine.
You don't want to.
Fine.
No, you don't. Mate, it'll get stuck in your head and it'll ruin your life.
All right. So the second game in the double header, it is London Blitz versus Rushmore Knights. Again. I'm taking the Blitz.
Yeah, I'm taking the Blitz on this one.
You're taking Blitz or you're taking Rushmore?
I'm taking Blitz.
Okay. Yeah, we're all taking Blitz.
Right. Oh God.
If the Warriors are playing, Warriors.
Yeah, obviously it's the Warriors, but we're not. We know how we do the Warriors. It's Cheaters versus Warriors.
Do the Cheaters score?
Do the Cheaters score?
Well, we've been told they can't kick field goals.
No, they can kick field goals. They just
don't want it.
No,
it was the Cats.
Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot Russ jump chip. He went one for the other.
Now,
do the Cheaters score?
Do the Cheaters score? I'm annoyed because I got a feeling the Warriors will probably play like third strings, and the third strings aren't cut up to.
Could you imagine the irony if they scored a field goal?
This is gonna feel so weird, but I'm gonna say they do score. I just don't know what they score.
I'll take what appears to be the free square, and I'll say no, they don't score.
I'm going to say they score.
Warriors have let in a score to all these lower teams every game.
They did shut out. They did shut out.
Who did they shut out?
First game. They had a shutout their first game.
They shut out Rushmore, but the Cheetahs scored on them at home at Greenwich. I don't know.
You should feel happy. You should be secure.
I don't, because I guarantee this could be the week that the Warriors shut them out, and it's just gonna be bad fucking.
Well, you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. There's no way that TA watches this or pays any attention to it whatsoever. So you don't need to feel bad or expect any of it to make it back to them.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
There's no fucking chance TA watches this.
Wow. The Cats scored against them as well. So that's what I'm trying to say. The backups to the backups at Warriors don't seem to be up to scratch. We got to the north. We have Manchester Titans versus Nottingham Caesars, the rematch already in Manchester.
I'm going to say Titans, and they don't concede a score.
Oh well, I mean, yeah. If you think about it, Nottingham only put up 2 points last time, and that was by poor play by Manchester.
That's true.
I will take the Titans, and I think Nottingham does score.
Yeah, same. I'll take Titans and Cheetahs do score. Caesars do score. Sorry, I was thinking the wrong thing. And then the final game of the week, we have Coventry Phoenix versus East Kilbride Pirates.
I'm taking the Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix.
EKP's been good, but they've sort of fallen off the wagon the last couple of weeks. And Phoenix and Manchester appear to be sort of a little bit above in that division.
I'm gonna tell you, going with the Phoenix.
Yeah, easy pick. I said really. Coventry look really good. They seem to be doing a hell of a job this year. But yeah, Phoenix is that one.
Yeah. Okay. So that is week 9 of the rundown done, ladies and gentlemen. The picks are in and they are locked, even though I kind of want to change the Cheetahs Warriors one, but I'm going to stick with it. But we're going to go with that. We have 18 games this week, the most that we've had in a very long time.
I was going to say, it's the most we've had for a while.
Yeah, it's a very long time. But let me try out this new outro that I got.
Fucking hell.
Ready this week.
Let's go. That is a wrap on this week's rundown. We've broken it down, called it out, and served the truth with no filter. If you felt that, like it, share it, and bring someone with sense next time. Until then, keep your chin straps tight and your minds open. This is the rundown. I'm Micah.
I'm Mateo.
I'm fucking gobsmacked.
And we don't miss the play. This is the rundown. Have a safe week.